The rumors was there was some multiplayer content to this game. From the demo, I can't see anything. But can you tell me
There is
anything
no
about it?
multiplayer in the game, the actual one. The reason for that is because you have to choose which is the stronger point of the game and how you want to balance it.
Okay.
So basically, it was more about the experience, and with prototype and everything that was multiplayer when basically you had people entering in the game. Most of people, they enter in other people's game to troll with them and not to play with them. It's like, oh, how can we break your experience? And because of the experience it was kind of not what we should want it to be, so we just say, okay, let's interface with the atmosphere and the emotion and remove this parameter.
Yeah, this will be a single player game
Yeah.
for the single player experience. Yeah.
Exactly.
The inspiration to making this game.
Oh,
Where did you take it from?
that's his favorite question. So
No!
yeah,
Because
I know that
it's some heavy stuff you have to digest in your mind. So,
it's not my favorite
so where you take it
question,
from?
but, it's because it's not his favorite question too. It's basically Wojcik's
yeah, it's
question.
Fojcik, because Wojcik is creative director. I'm a game director.
Yeah, okay,
So he
yeah.
is the guy behind all the inspiration. I am more behind the execution, about directing like every single minute of the game.
Right. Yeah.
So and
Maybe you could talk about the personal experience. Or the
mm,
personal
Right,
experience.
first, his inspiration was movies. The first one is Butterfly Effect, I think.
yeah, the Butterfly Effect, the Source Code, the Memento, all the movies that were playing very much with the time. But the main goal behind Get Even, the experience that we are trying to create, the emotions that we are trying to play with you all the time. Basically, we didn't have clear reference from the other media. The reason behind this is mainly because I was journalist for 7 years, so I know the games very well and the industry very well. But I was always considering the games as an art, but very immature art. Because what is bothering me is that the game is about enjoying the games, right? I wanted to create the experience that give you many different feelings aside the being enjoyed, and that's why we really needed to create like new stuff, to create new experience.
The thing is, like Wojciech Pastor, when I was talking with you and say what the game is about, and he said, first of all, I want to make game for mature audience. Now I'm 38, and I think I'm not really interested or scared about zombie. I'm not really interested about alien or stuff like this. I'm more like care about normal stuff. So I want to create a story that is related to normal people and normal life, but they are in extraordinary place. And he said, it's not me. He said, for me, I wanted to make a game about my biggest fear and my biggest wish. And he said, for me, my biggest fear now at 38 is like if someone could do something to my family and my kid and I couldn't do anything about it. And he said, if my biggest wish is like, okay, if I could have one wish, I would say, okay, maybe I would like to go back in time and change where I fuck up my life and change something. Because at 38, basically, you are looking in the future, but you are also looking at your past and what did I did wrong, what did I did good. And basically, the overall story and stuff in Get Even is about that.
Mm-hmm. You still need to progress more in the game to actually feel the stuff, because right now probably you are only confused. You don't feel.
Yeah, but I'm catching up. I'm starting to sense something. So as you speak now, yes, of course I understand.
Just maybe 10 or 15 minutes after where you are, there is a room where you will. Okay.
Yeah, he already saw the room, but
Nice.
he didn't saw other stuff. Like next hour of the gameplay will be very entertaining for you, I think.
Okay, yeah, very good. Because I take it slow when I play this kind of game,
Yeah, it's
so
very
I
good. It's very good.
have to experience as much as I can.
Mhm.
Yeah. Have you had any feedback from testers, from players, on the actual content that is stressing for the player? Any feedback at all?
He already did so many focus tests that Lionel, you can elaborate that topic.
It depends what you are asking exactly.
Yeah, what the feedback is. Is it too harsh? Is it too stressing for you?
We have like feedback, like for example, it's not about tester, but I was looking about other media yesterday, was like a girl that when she was in the asylum and they have all this like weird sound, she was like, okay, I'm scared of horror game and this is like very stressful for me and I really feel the pressure and I cannot play this part, so I cannot do it. You need to move forward, or I cannot play this particular place. But actually, it's the goal of the game. We try to move people feeling, and this reaction is maybe overdo it. But I mean, if I don't do this, like normal people will not feel it.
I approached her and I even said, I didn't make a horror game. Trust me.
There is nothing.
There will be no jump scare. Just try. And still the atmosphere, the music, it was too hard for her.
Right. So how do you expect the age range to be from people playing this game? Is it for the very mature, the grown-up man, or do you think...
to really feel the game, you need to have a family, the children. So I think around 30.
Yeah, I think it's about 30. The target should be around 40. Around 30, that's kind of know what life is about. It's not about killing zombie.
That's
And,
right, yeah. That's a kind of expression I get too. When I'm thinking about this and I'm trying it.
Yeah, generally the market now, there is a lot of like above 30 guy that's just play game. They don't have time to play like 200-hour FPG because they don't just have time, and they have also experience in all those kind of normal shooter elements, and they want to try something new. And basically, it's what we're trying to do, an experience that's kind of off what you usually have. It's unexpected. You are playing it. It's like, oh, I was not expecting that, and it's kind of enjoyable to find something that you are not expecting.
Yeah. And the game was scheduled to 2015. I've earlier was the rumor. So what kept us waiting until 2017?
They did the first demo. And they run to publishers. So when you start the project, you have to you're doing yourself. They are in the studio, so they are independent. But the project was a little bit bigger than what they wanted to do. They need a little more budget and time. And first they did a technical demo. They show it, and they were trying to get on their own the game finishing. But as long as they don't find a publisher, then they cannot really go in full production. So first find a publisher took time, and then after Namco went in the staff and said, okay, we will help you to make your game, but then we want to have this kind of quality, we want to have this kind, and basically the scale of the game is stretching up, stretching down, it's changing, and basically that's why it took some time to make it out.
Yeah, to get the whole feel of it. Yeah.
The scale and the people involved, since what the original vision they have and what you have now is quite a little bigger than what they wanted to do in the first place. And I think how we support the vision by adding Olivier, by adding stuff, also took some time because Olivier needed to create the sound system, and
It was very much about the quality because we did few actions game before. And the quality of those games were not that impressive, they were not appreciated by the press very much. So from my perspective, I didn't want to make another like average shooting game. I wanted to create something very unique and something something on the right quality. If you would ship the game that would be like just normal average game, then I would be very disappointed. So that's why we are pushing so much about getting new resources and something that can improve the quality.
Yeah. So the game is on this stage is finished, or you're still in progress?
We still have some time until we finish, so we will try to polish it in the demo. The place where you are playing, they are quite polished. There is some graphic stuff we want to fix.
Yeah, there are some issues on the consoles. There are some issues with the collisions that some of people stuck somewhere. Okay. So this all should be fixed when the actual scale testing we start. Yeah. And then we polish everything.
Yeah, like one thing I experienced right in the beginning was when you walk from the outside area into the house, the lighting changed.
This is
too fast.
Issue. Yeah. Basically,
just to mention,
you are playing on which platform?
On PlayStation.
Yes.
It's basically the platform we have the most issues now because we just fixed a material indexing issue that is creating some like magic.
For us it's a totally new platform, and we are using engine that was not really prepared to use the next gen console. So we put a lot of effort to make it work there, and we still have slight issue. But if you look at the console right now and at the PC, the quality is very, very good on both of them. So I think that we are getting to the point.
Yeah, it looks good. I really like the atmosphere and
The
design.
post-processing will be fixed. What you just experienced is just the color grading post-processing.
Yeah.
is so good.
That's good. So I'd like to finish with one question, like I ask everybody about their games, and what have been your biggest challenge from start up to now with making this game?
Whoa, Lionel, can you start? Because this will be very entertaining to listen to answer that question.
I think there is something. So you play the first stage, and you see there was 3 guys. One guy in the beginning, one guy in the middle, shooting on range that you'll probably grab from behind.
Yep.
And the purpose of those guys is just not to create shooting mechanic. They are here to create the feeling of the tension. So basically, if I just put nobody and you go until the end, then you will get used to, and then basically you don't feel that it's scary or pressure, or you don't have those kind of feelings. So to create them, we use those mechanics to create like the feeling that you need to find out and the confusion. But maybe if I look around, I will find what happened to me. Then we have all those like investigation mechanic, and then you are putting your gameplay mechanic inside the game, and then you will get a tag and get the right balance to have the gameplay mechanic you want, but without getting the tag, but really stay on the concept of, okay, we want to move people feeling. No, we are not a shooter, no, we are not an horror game, but we have those mechanics because we are trying to use it to make the feeling like the third stage where you are in the parking and the garage. It's supposed to make you feel that, oh, I'm a bad guy, I'm a professional, and then you have this typical shooter hero that is there, and you feel that, oh, now I'm the professional, and then you go back to the asylum and you are not that strong because you don't have this cool gun, and now I'm patient again that I don't really know what's about. And I think the biggest challenge was about getting right the balance, like, because if you put too much people, then it's a shooter, and if you put not enough, then you don't have the atmosphere, and then
it's about creating the balance between these two
genres. And
two big genres.
It's very, very a challenge for like making the game, I think, to balance it correctly, and also for sell it and marketing, explain to people, and to talk with the marketing people and say, oh, okay, how are we going to make people understand what the game is about and push it in the market? Because like if I'm selling a horror game, it's very easy. It's like, oh, spooky, but this one is so tricky because it's uncommon, not on the market, and that's why we went to Gamescom. We say, okay, doing presentation doesn't really matter. Let's put the game an hour in the booth, put the journalists and let them play, and they will just go without us telling anything. Of course, it's the beginning of the game. They will be confused, but that's what we want. Will they enjoy it? We don't really know, but it's the benchmark. Here we are doing basically the same. You have a little more explanation, but still you have 2 or 3 hours of gameplay, and you can play as much as you want to just feel it and get your personal of what the game is.
Yeah, that was a very professional answer.
Yeah, producer.
It's good. Do you think the game is the riddles that you find in the game is hard? I just have to follow up with this. I just because I felt like when I was playing, it was a little bit okay. I'm thinking about it, but in 5 and 10 minutes, I solved them basically usually.
They are supposed to make you think and try to fix the tempo and to say, okay, I'm in this inconvenient place. But you know, I think I told you that the first version of the game you have the phone this and you could grab the gun.
Yep.
But if you do that, then you cannot create this emotion. And it's again, you need to create place where you force the player to grab this and make, oh, now you have to use your investigation kit, but maybe something will happen to you, careful, and then you create the tension, and it's getting the balance between the two.
Yeah.
And the riddle was not supposed to be hard, they were supposed to be challenging enough to stop you for 5 minutes, 3 minutes, and make you think and make you feel uncomfortable or have to solve something, but there is this.
Definitely didn't want it to have like damn puzzle. We wanted them to be challenging.
Yeah. So you could keep the player in that area just to explore it and get comfortable with that, and so they can advance when they finally solve the riddle. Yeah. Well, that's like I felt it too when I was playing, because I was using the right amount of time, I think, in that place, and so I solved it. Usually I get frustrated when I get stuck for too long.
If you have like 5 minutes, if you get stuck, there's a message trying to explain you, okay, try to do that on the top of the screen.
That's a hint, it's not a...
It's a hint, and you can disable them, because we know that some players don't like them at all.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
right.
if you arrive here and it's too obvious, then it's like the game is making like, you are dumb, I will tell you what it is, so this doesn't feel good. On the playtest, I have a guy that is always also complaining because after 5 minutes he has a hint and he was like, don't take it from me.
Yeah. Well, that's great. I have to thank you for your patience and your time.